Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. For today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of a Q&A here with Sage. So I asked some people over on my Instagram to submit some questions for me to answer in another Q&A video. I thought it's been a couple months since I've done one, things have changed. I have 10 pets now. I thought it was just time to do another Q&A. And I don't know how long Sage will be content to sit here, but we'll see how long she lasts. All right, so the first question is, have you ever regretted having so many animals? And the answer is yes. Sometimes I do. I wouldn't say regret is the right word, but I do sometimes feel like maybe it's a lot, because 10 is a lot, and I spend a lot of hours of my day caring for them, and it also makes it really, really hard to go on vacation. Even though I have people who I can get to take care of them, I still get incredibly anxious every time I leave them. Especially since I have a lot of pets on medication and there's just a lot going on with them, sometimes I feel like it's hard to leave them. And so definitely having so many makes finding a pet sitter really, really hard. And it also means that you're more likely to have health issues going on. If you just have a couple of pets, you might go a while without any health issues. But when you have 10 or 8 or even a large amount of pets, it's a higher chance that health issues are going to happen. So I wouldn't say I necessarily regret having so many. I think maybe she just bit my finger. Sage, it's okay. I think maybe that it's definitely a lot and there's definitely downsides to it, but I don't know if I would say necessarily I regret it. And then I got a bunch of different variations of this question, but basically, if you could have another animal, what would it be? So I don't really know other pets that I really want to have. Some other people ask what would your next pet be, stuff like that. I think I would really like to own a cat, or a dog, something very basic, a more typical pet. I actually think I would enjoy owning. As far as more exotic small pets, I've thought about rats and chinchillas, but both of those have downsides. Rats with their short lifespans and the chinchillas with their really long lifespans. Both of those are downsides in their own way. So I don't know if it would be happening anytime soon. Definitely not in this apartment, but in the future, I definitely would like to own other kinds of animals. I just don't know how soon that future will be. Are you planning on getting any more guinea pigs anytime soon? So I would say main answer, base answer for this is going to be no. I don't have space for more guinea pigs. I don't necessarily want more guinea pigs. However, I am still kind of thinking about maybe finding Waffles a friend. This wouldn't happen until after Cinnamon has bonded with my girls, after his 6 weeks after his neuter is done. He's bonded, he's all settled, then I would think about maybe finding Waffles a friend. But Waffles is 4.5. He is getting older, and I just know it'll be difficult to find one that he gets along well with. But I also don't want to have him living on the floor without even a bar buddy, because once Cinnamon moves in with the girls, then Waffles will not be able to have a bar buddy or anything. So I am considering trying to find him some sort of friend. I'm not exactly sure what that would look like, but that's not in the near future. So in the near future, there are no plans for more guinea pigs. Do you ever plan on getting a bigger house or apartment and getting more animals? So I definitely want a bigger house or apartment. After I graduate college, I'm going to be a senior in the fall, so I have 1 more year. After I graduate, I'm definitely going to be looking at a bigger place, a bigger pet room where they aren't so cramped in here, one where they can be more spread out and everything. Whether that comes with more pets, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like, knowing me, once I get the more space, it'll be hard for me not to want to fill it with more pets. But we will definitely see. Definitely more space. I'm sure more pets will follow that. I just don't know what kind of pets or how many, but probably. House tour ever. I would love to film an apartment tour, and I've been thinking about it since I moved into this apartment last fall. But the fact is, I don't know if it will ever be apartment tour ready. I feel like most of the rooms are not even they're clean, but I don't know if they're YouTube on the internet forever presentable. Like, that's just a big step, I feel like, to just put my entire apartment on the internet. So, like, I would very much so like to, but I just don't know if I'm ever going to, like, feel like I have the apartment the way I want it in order to film a tour. So maybe it'll happen, like, right before I move out or something, when it's, like, finally more like the way that I want it, but I'm not really sure. What do you find the hardest part of owning guinea pigs and rabbits? I would say the constant cleaning. The constant cleaning and the medical bills, I would say, are definitely the hardest things. I feel like I could deep clean my entire apartment, and by the very next day, it looks like I never cleaned it at all. Like, it will literally look like I never cleaned it. Hay is back on the floor. Hay is everywhere. Hay is in the living room. It's in the pig room. It's in my bedroom somehow. It's in the hallway. It's in my shoes. It's in my clothes. It's in my hair. There's just hay everywhere, and no matter how much I clean, it's still there. So definitely the cleaning. Sometimes it feels pointless to clean because the hay, pet stuff in general, just keeps coming back. With my rabbits, they're molting pretty heavily, so there is hair like everywhere. I vacuum our carpets every day, and every day a thin layer of black hair returns to the carpet. So definitely cleaning, and then definitely medical bills. I feel like exotic animals just in general have more expensive medical bills, and guinea pigs specifically are pretty fragile pets. They end up having a decent amount of health issues, and exotic vets are decently expensive. So I would say vet bills and the constant cleaning are definitely the hardest parts. This one's random, but I'm going to answer it. What's your favorite type of cheese? I like mozzarella. Mozzarella, Parmesan, white cheeses. I don't really like orange cheese. It's such a random question, but I just thought it'd be fun to answer it. So, where are you going? Do you not like to talk about cheese? Someone said, will you still do YouTube once you finish college, or will YouTube be your full-time job? So I think with the rate that my YouTube is sort of growing at right now, with the amount of like revenue I'm making, I don't think that I will be able to make YouTube my full-time job once I graduate. I think I will still have to have other jobs, but I will definitely still be doing YouTube. I'm not going to like stop doing YouTube once I graduate or anything, but I don't think it'll be able to be like my full-time job or anything, just because my channel is still fairly small and I have to, you know, make money to feed and care for all of my children. So definitely won't probably be my full-time job, but I'll definitely continue doing it. Would you ever breed guinea pigs? Ethically, of course. Short answer, no. I don't think I would ever breed them. I don't really have an interest in breeding. I also don't really see a point in breeding personally. I know people do it as like a hobby, or some ethical breeders are out there like breeding to like keep certain breeds intact, breeding to strengthen genes, stuff like that. But I just don't really think there's a point. There are so many guinea pigs just out in shelters, at the pet store, and mass breeding mills and poor care. Like, there's just so many guinea pigs out there who don't have proper care that I just feel it would be irresponsible of me to like breed for fun to make more guinea pigs. I just don't see a point in it personally. Also, I don't really have an interest in it. I think dealing with guinea pig pregnancy is incredibly stressful. You know, there's the possibility of health issues. There's a possibility of complications with the pregnancy, with the birth. It has too many downsides, and I don't think it's something that I would enjoy. So definitely probably will not be doing any breeding. And then I got this question a couple times. Would I ever get another bunny, or would I ever bond like a third bunny to my pair? And I don't know, honestly. Sometimes I think about it, like it would be nice to have like a little group of bunnies, have 3, so that when one of my older ones passes, there will still be another bunny there already bonded for the one who is still here. But then at the same time, I just think about the way that my pair has been bonded for almost 5 years now. They're siblings, so they've known each other since literal birth. And I don't know how the dynamic would change if I added a third. I know plenty of people, I wouldn't know if I would say plenty, but I know, I'm going to put her in here for a minute, down on my lap. You guys can't see her, but I think she needs a little break. But I was saying that I know, I wouldn't say plenty of people, but I know there are people who have like trios of rabbits, or like quads, or even like 5 or 6, like whole herds, I guess. I don't know if that's what you call a group of rabbits, if you call it a herd or not, but they have more than 2 basically. And so I know the bonding is like possible. I don't have any experience in rabbit bonding, and I'm not sure if a trio bonding is more difficult than a duo bonding. Like if adding in a third rabbit to my pair would be more difficult. So it just makes me like a little bit more hesitant to get a third rabbit, but I'm not like totally opposed to the idea. I think it's something I'll have to figure out down the line once I'm in a new apartment, more space. I would have neutral area to do a bonding. I don't have that kind of thing in this apartment. So if I did do it, it wouldn't be for like another few years, but I have thought about it. I'm just not sure if it's like a challenge that I'm willing to take on, but maybe. What is your ideal turnout after Honey passes and after Cinnamon's 6-week neuter is up? Giant herd with all the girls and Cinnamon and Stardust, Sage and Cinnamon, etc. So for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I haven't talked about it on YouTube actually at all, but Honey, my senior guinea pig who has, Sage almost just fell off my lap, who has uterine cancer. Her cancer has been progressing, and I think she is like nearing, sadly, the end of her life. So I have got a couple of questions, quite a few actually, for this Q&A about like what my plans are to do after Honey passes, if I'm going to be getting another guinea pig after Honey passes, how am I dealing with Sage when she'll be alone, all of those kinds of questions. So basically, I think that after Honey passes, my plan is to bond Sage, who will then be single, with Stardust, who is currently still single, and then with Cinnamon, who will have just finished, hopefully the timeline will line up, Cinnamon will have finished his 6 to 8 weeks post-neuter. So with the way that Honey's cancer is progressing, I think that Cinnamon's neuter timeline will likely line up for a bonding around the time he finishes. I have a feeling that Honey will have already passed. I can't be sure. Obviously the timeline may not line up perfectly, but I will be waiting to bond Cinnamon until Honey passes, and then I will do that trio bonding where I'll bond all 3 of them together. I think that's really the best outcome, and then I'll see how Cinnamon does with the girls. Obviously, I would love to have a large herd. I got a question about that as well. I would love to have a large herd with all 6 of them. Sadly, Waffles could not be a part of that herd since he is an intact male. But with everyone else, I would love to have a large herd. But it just depends on how Cinnamon sort of interacts with the girls, how his dominance behavior is, if he's like overly dominant. It just sort of depends. Everything is so up in the air. Everything depends. So I can't give any definite answers, but that is my plan, to bond the 3 of them together and sort of just observe and then see what happens. Do you enjoy doing social media? I would say yes. I enjoy posting. I enjoy creating content. I enjoy Instagram a lot. I wouldn't say I necessarily enjoy the environment sometimes of Instagram or like comments on YouTube. Sometimes like there's definitely things in general that will like get to me on social media, but I would say in general that I actually really do enjoy posting on Instagram and obviously here on YouTube. And with Instagram, people can like private message you, which is something obviously they can't do here on YouTube. So it is a bit more personal, which has obviously upsides and also downsides. Like I like a lot of the people that I've talked to and that I've met on Instagram, but then sometimes I get DMs and it's just like not a DM that I wanted to see, or it's not something that is nice to say, or someone's asking me for medical advice and I'm not a vet, or someone sending me photos of their guinea pig like terribly sick and ill. Like sometimes it's too personal on Instagram, but then other times it's really nice. And I feel like that's kind of how it is for most people, but I would say it just depends. But overall, I do enjoy it. How are you dealing with a pet that is going to cross the Rainbow Bridge soon? So I'm assuming this is referring to Honey, since I've spoken about her cancer progressing on my Instagram quite a bit. And honestly, I think I'm doing okay. I mean, I've known that Honey is sick for like many months now. She has been diagnosed with cancer about, get your foot out of there, about 4 months ago. So obviously like I've known that at one point she was going to get worse. Obviously it was unexpected that she was getting worse. I don't want to go into too much detail because this is like a Q&A. There are updates on my Instagram, but essentially her cancer has progressed and I don't think she has a lot of time left. So I'm just sort of monitoring for quality of life. And I think that I've sort of accepted it at this point. I mean, obviously, like, I've known it was going to happen for a while, and I've had her for almost a year. It would be nice for her to reach her first gotcha day, but I don't know if it will happen. It's next month. It's over a month away, so we would just have to see. But I think I'm doing okay. I've sort of accepted it. Like I said, I've known for a long time. I'm just trying to focus on, like, the positives, like spending as much time with her as I can, giving her extra treats, you know, lots of extra fruit. She's gotten like whole strawberries so many days. So I think I'm doing okay. I definitely know it'll still be hard when it happens, but at least it's not going to be unexpected. And I can sort of like prepare myself as much as possible. I think Sage knows too. Sage has been like laying beside her. They usually don't like share the same house or anything, but Sage has been like laying sort of in the same house as her, or like right outside the house or right next to her in the hay. Never like touching. They don't really cuddle, but still like closer to her than normal. So that is really sweet to see. And so I think Sage knows as well. But all in all, I would say I'm doing okay. All right. I want to end this video on a happier note after that. So I'm trying to find a different question that is a little bit more positive. Okay, I don't know if this is positive, but it's a different question. What's been something you missed before owning animals? I would say that I could be spontaneous. I can't really be spontaneous anymore. Obviously, I can like do spontaneous day things, but as far as like spontaneous weekend trips or even like spontaneous plans, sometimes I'm unable to do because of medication times. So because I have to give medication twice a day, I can't spontaneously schedule something because during that time, because I have to do medication at that time. So I would definitely say being spontaneous and being able to take trips without like lots of planning. There's so much planning that goes before I take a trip, and I don't take them often. So I would definitely say that. That's the thing that I miss the most before owning animals. And I think it's partly due to the amount of animals that I have. You know, if I had like 2 guinea pigs, 2 rabbits, like hiring a pet sitter wouldn't be that big of a deal. But with the amount of pets that I have, it feels like a big ask for someone. Even if I am paying them, it's still like a huge ask to get them to care for this many pets. Like it's sort of like hours they're spending over here instead of just like a quick check-in like it might be with less pets or like with a cat or something. So I would definitely say that is something I missed before owning animals. But overall, obviously, I wouldn't trade them for anything. And I do love each and every one of my pets, and I love caring for them. It just definitely is a lot. Like, it definitely is a lot. And that's sort of been like the theme of this Q&A. I feel like it's been like a more realistic Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like it was more just like me sitting down and rambling a little bit, but I feel like it's been a while since I've done like a sit down rambly video. So here you guys go. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want another Q&A or more like sit down videos. Just let me know. But thank you all for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you again next week with another video. Bye-bye.